Hey folks, thanks for tuning in today. Just a very quick one. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because a lot of the information is unverified. I'm also on holiday at the moment, but I did think this would be worth bringing to your attention because if you're a subscriber to this channel, you'll probably be interested in this. I do suggest taking the details with a pinch of salt at the moment. Some of them have only been reported through very unofficial channels, so for that reason details are on the light side. More information does seem to be coming out, but not all of it can be verified just now, although I expect it probably will be. Once full details are known about this, I'll be making a full video about it, I can assure you of that. But basically the woman we know as Cali Diamond, the autistic woman who was a guest on the Shaun Attwood podcast last year to talk about the fact that she was being trafficked, etc. Her appearance on Shaun Attwood's podcast was followed by naked photos of her being leaked, which were taken in Shaun Attwood's flat. He admitted this. And also a distasteful video, which became known as the Daddygate video. That was filmed by Shaun Attwood. That was also leaked. We're not going to get into the details of it just now, but it's slightly relevant to this story because Cali Diamond has now been sentenced at the Crown Court for an incident which she appeared to discuss on Shaun Attwood's podcast last year. Now, it was only on Friday last week she was actually sentenced and the case was closed on that day, but there's not been any other information given about the sentence or even the charge that I can find officially as yet. So we're not 100% sure on that, but it has been reported through unofficial channels that the sentence given to her on Friday was 9 months imprisonment. And this was for the charge of causing death by careless driving. As I say, that is not verified as yet, and I will happily correct the record if this turns out to be incorrect. But we do know from court records that she was sentenced for something on Friday, and these unconfirmed reports are saying that it was 9 months imprisonment that she got. Now, if it does relate to death by careless driving, that ties in with an incident which Cali Diamond discussed on Shaun Attwood's podcast back in June 2020, or at least it seems to tie in with an incident unless she has been involved in more than one fatal road traffic accident. But during that podcast episode, it's episode 1 of the Cali Diamond podcast with Shaun Attwood, she seems to suggest that it wasn't her fault, that she was only going 5 miles an hour, and she even suggested it was a setup.
So it started 2 years ago. I had a car crash. Someone died. I was going 5 miles an hour. I was sober. I just dropped my boy off. It's a little country road, and it's a really bad concealed junction. And I went forward. He wasn't there. I did not see him. He's come out of nowhere, gone to overtake me, hit me on the other side of the road, come from my window and died. I've since been told that was set up. I don't know if it's just people playing with my head, but I've been told that was set up. And then,
it is important to point out that there are no press reports that seem to relate to this, nothing from the time that Cali discussed on the podcast, and you would expect that there'd be some press reports, at least locally, when somebody dies in a road traffic accident and somebody's arrested. So I'm sure you can appreciate the need for people to find out more information from official sources before giving out 100% definites on the sentence or on the charge. Now, that's not to say that these unverified reports from unofficial sources are in any way unreliable. Just because they're unverified or unofficial does not make them unreliable. It just means it's early days at the moment. Obviously, people are trying to get official confirmation, and as soon as I know anything, I'll bring it to you. But I think that's pretty much where I've got to leave it just now. It's going to have to be short and sweet. But I do hope you're all doing very well. That's what we know so far, and that's what's being reported so far. So please feel free to put your comments down below. Please also drop a like on the video if you want to support the channel. That's probably the best way to do it. It's very much appreciated. And before I forget, if you are watching this on YouTube, you can catch me on Odyssey as well, odyssey.com. It's another video platform. All my videos that go onto YouTube get uploaded to Odyssey as well. So it's a great little backup. It's also a great little platform to use. And if you're watching me on Odyssey right now, thanks for tuning in. You can also catch me on the Daddygate podcast. I'll probably be discussing this whole thing at some point in the near future over there, no doubt. We are looking to change the name of the show, but the channel link will stay the same, so I'll pop a link in the description to that as well, so you can subscribe to the podcast. And that's more for people who like to listen to long form podcast style chats. You can listen to me having the banter with Wheezy from the What Is Truth podcast. It's very good fun. It's a nice escape from the crazy amount of serious business that seems to permeate this side of YouTube like a bad smell, and it's nice just to get away from it all. So if you like that kind of thing, go over and subscribe to the Daddygate podcast as well. But I will leave this one there, folks. Thanks very much again. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.